Yeah, we're just gonna start this one because we're kind of on a little bit of a time crunch. But I hope you're doing amazing. My name is Kaz, and today we're gonna be talking about why what you post is what they see, right? So anything that you post on the internet, somebody is going to see, and that is going to be logged online, right? So what's the point of me telling you this? Well, if everything's going to be logged, if everything's going to be tracked, if everything's going to be taking account of, right? Maybe, just maybe, we should be aware of what we're posting, right? One sec, guys. I gotta just make sure I have my timer on because I need to be more effective with this. But let's take in consideration Coca-Cola, right? What are they known for? Their colors. They're known for having red cans. They're known for the polar bears, and they're known for having that American tradition, right? Usually, and even sports, right? Usually, when people are having a party or they have guests over, when something is taking place, what do they normally have as a beverage option? Coca-Cola. And what other sodas do people usually have? Sprite. What other things do people usually have? A Corona, a Coors Light. You see, there are certain drinks that now identify with certain activities. And long story short, that is called brand identity, right? So when you have a brand, you need to ask yourself, what type of audience do I want to identify with? Who is my core audience going to be? Now, a lot of people think that this is something that I shouldn't say. They consider this not gatekeeping, I guess you can say, what I'm about to tell you. But truthfully, I believe that every single post that these brands do is calculated for a fact. I don't think that any of the content that they're posting is just random and whimsical, as you would say. I truly believe in my core that these posts are calculated and everything is layered. And if these big guys are doing it, obviously we're gonna have to reframe it so it works for us little guys, right? Even though we know we're big in our mind, right? Got to understand both, right? The dichotomy of things. Even though that's the case, we still need to see the framework and copy it because it's a formula. They have certain ways that they post this content, and they have certain ways that they make this. It's not just a random thing. For a fact, they most likely have somebody that is storyboarding that piece or that post. They most likely have maybe a graphic designer that's talking about the thumbnail cover, right? They most likely have somebody that is in charge of the creative direction, right? That's also a visual architect, and on top of that, a creative director, right? They most likely even have somebody that is going ahead and creating the content. You follow what I'm saying? So everything is layered. Now, we have a problem though. We have a big problem. How in the world can we do that and wear so many hats? Well, I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to be extremely honest with you. If you are a startup business, if you are somebody that wants to establish brand identity and you want to go ahead and get help with that, my name's Kaz. I specialize in doing brand identity, creative direction, as well as content production for photography and videography. So if that is something that you need, you can go ahead and message me, or you can DM me on IG at COSZE7. And I can definitely get you on a discovery call, and I could see if I can, help you see if you're a good fit for us. But truthfully, you're gonna have to do it by yourself. You're gonna have to start working on doing it by yourself. And it's a lot, I know, right? Cause I don't think I can do this. I have a 9 to 5, I have kids, I get it. But working in little increments on the project is going to be your best bet. because you need to get your voice out there and you need to get your product out there. I'm really thinking about dropping an ebook because a lot of people come to me for this stuff. Um, a lot of people that are wanting to do this because I get it, right? You are ready to go to that next level. And a lot of people that I work with, they tend to want to just get started. They're just ready to go. And that hunger and aggression is what is going to allow them to win in the end in their respective market and field, locally also or internationally. So that being said, right, the question is, if what you post is what they see, and if brand identity is so important, what can I focus on first and foremost? Well, if I was in your shoes and I had a product, or if I had a service, or if I had me and I wanted to put myself out there, the first thing that I would ask myself is, what is my brand's message? What is my brand's message? Go ahead and write that down, and I'll wait for you. Okay. Did you do it? Nice. Good job. So your brand's message is extremely, extremely important. I stress that because your message is what people are going to not only categorize themselves in their brain to see if they align with it, but it's also going to put you and establish your position in the market of social media. If I am a person that loves to make documentaries, but I am shooting and filming events, and I'm filming, let's just say, EDC events, but I love to film documentaries, and there's not even a hint of documentary style format or video in my content, what do you think people are gonna see or assume, right? They're gonna assume that I am a person that films EDC or house concerts, right? House music, right? Or electronic music. They're not going to see that my passion and what my goal is and what I really do, what my brand's message is we tell stories we tell long form stories through impact with a lens. They're not, that statement, we tell long form stories that make impact with a lens, that is not going to cut it. Because guess what? What I am posting is not in alignment with what my message is. So trust me when I tell you, do not overlook your IG bio. It is way more powerful than you think. I'm gonna drop this a little bit. Okay, cool. So let me fix this too. All right, there, sweet, nice. Okay, great. So that being said, what can we take away so far from this? Now we know that brand identity is important, right? Now we know that what you post is what they see. And now that we're aware that everything is planned when it comes to these giant social platforms, or yeah, they're giant social platforms, but also the giant companies that are on these social platforms that are dominating, right? They're doing a lot of things to, be seen. What can we do? Well, if I were you, and if I was going to go ahead and, get into this, the first thing that I would do is I'd get a book. I would get a book that is solely for, right? The marketing of your business. I would definitely get a book, because from here, right, you can literally work on doing things for this, right? Like, you can truthfully have one designated place to throw all your ideas in, to work on concepts, to build and plan out game plans for your business. I have maybe 3 spots that I do go ahead and write my things down in, but it's a little different for me because I am dealing with multiple clients and it's a lot of moving parts. However, I can tell you one thing, for you, you're not doing all that. Trust me. Get one book, write down everything that you got to write down, and then start taking notes. My videos aren't super catchy and flashy. They're not. They're just really good information for people that want to do really good in the social media space. I've been doing this for a long time. I've been in the social media game for about 5 years now, if not more. And I have been doing so much trial and error organically. So I've been through the ringer and I know a lot more about what to expect when it comes to, creating content on social media, especially on Instagram, So if that is something that you want to go ahead and stay tuned for, go ahead, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, like all that stuff. But honestly, what you post is going to be very powerful. So I recommend that you're aware of it and ask yourself, what do I want to post? What do I want to post? Why? Because if I know what I want to post, I'm not following anything else. I am not following some, oh, I guess I got to end it now. But if you want me to go ahead and talk about, if you want to go ahead and find out what I truly believe that you guys should post, or the type of content or the strategy behind that, go ahead and click the next video and I'll go ahead and talk to you more about what you need to be posting. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, notification bell, all that stuff. And I need to see some notes in the comment section. Stay gnarly, dude.